today. For those of you who
Mhm.
don't know and you're not in
Yes.
showbiz, looping, God, you might as well call me a fucking Oompa Loompa. Look at that fucking hair.
Well, I love the little side angles and stuff.
I gotta get it good. I was gonna do a hat. I will in a bit, but I was gonna just let you see what's really going on. So I did a loop for a Sierra commercial. So you have to go down there, and looping means voiceover. And on a commercial, you just do it for the commercial and put your voice over it. And on movies, you have to do it to your voice, which is hard. They have a voice. It's too loud in the background. There's a helicopter. There's a plane. Or there's water running. There could be a million things. It scratches your shirt, your microphone. So you have to they give you 3 beeps. You know how to do it. It goes boop, boop, boop. And then you go, here's my line. You have to match your lips. It's actually kind of hard.
It's incredibly hard. You could have a line like, well, I don't believe the police because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Right. So it's like, beep, beep, beep. Well, I don't know about the police because they don't know what sorry, let me do it again. Yeah. I don't know. And then they play it back and your lips aren't matching and you're there for hours. And
then they go, break it up. Let's just do the right. Let's just do the first part. Then we'll come back and do the beeps for the right.
Yeah.
And they try to get you to hear it in your ear and match what you did that day.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to put yourself in that same place, the same energy, whatever you were feeling, down, up.
It's terrible. And then after that, sometimes they'll do, I think it's called Foley. Just give me these sounds. Like,
that's right. That's right. Come in. Oh, yeah. They go, you're falling down a hill. Oof.
Oof. Yeah. Oof.
Now that I'm just old, they go, you're just getting out of your car. And I go, what noise? They're like, well, that day you're like, I go, God, just to stand up. They're like, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I froze again.
Yeah.
Did I freeze, Dana?
Yeah.
I see Dana's face. I see him going, hello, frozen, my old friend.
Hey, man, people sometimes think being able to see and hear each other on this type of podcast is important, but I say no.
I say no.
The more you're frozen, magic happens.
Listen, Frozen was a big movie.
Imagine,
right?
Did you slip in that you're doing a commercial for Sierra Mist?
It's not Sierra Mist. It's just Sierra Outdoor. I did one for Sierra Mist years ago.
So you do anything with S and an M, you do it. So Sierra Outdoor?
Yeah.
So you're just doing voiceover.
Yeah. I do voiceover, but then I did actual commercial. I've done it for a few years and it's pretty fun actually. And you get to see the stores but they were whipping me into shape today on that. Oh, when I did Black Sheep, a couple people remember? Applause.
With Chris Farley.
So I go to do my looping, which they call it. And the worst part, it's harder than the movie because they have chunks of like 4 to 8 hours you do it.
Right.
You sit in a theater or you sit in a booth and you watch it play back and then everyone's behind you or on a Zoom going beep, beep, beep. And you're like, whatever your line is. So it's hard to do, but you can do it. And so I leave and Farley comes in. He goes, how are you, Davey? Are you looping? Did you loop? And I go, yeah. I go, good luck in there. And I can tell he's already a disaster. He's like, got like a big coat on, like from Young Guns. It's like a duster. I'm like,
he's not ready.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing. So he comes in all beat up. And that night he goes, didn't go great at the old loop sesh. I go, what happened? He goes, it was hard for me to pick it up. I did all right. I did pretty good, but it's hard. You got the beeps. I go, right. So the next day they go, you're done, but Farley has to come in because he didn't get one line. Not one.
Even, hey, you.
Hello, Washington.
No, 35 takes later.
Yeah, he couldn't get it. He goes, beep, beep. I go now. Everyone's like, yes, go.
And they actually use that in the movie, Frozen.
Do I go on the 3rd beep or do I wait and it's on 4? You know what? There's a meme that sounds like you now. That's a monkey and it's from a movie. I think Greg's seen it. And they go,
and it sounds like my nurse.
Well, they go like this. They show the monkey from a movie, but it's all cut out. So it's just him from a movie. And it goes, when you get to a party and you realize it started at 11, not 8. And he goes, oh, no.
Oh, Okay.
Have you seen those, Heather?
Influence spread.
Nick Swartzen sends me one about every fucking day. Okay, wait. I have an impression for you before we get back to all this shit that we have to redo or whatever. This is a micro one. It's a good.
Okay.
It's a reimagining of an old one. Okay, I'm bringing it up to date. Not really.
Okay.
This is Michael J. Fox. Obviously, the only one I do.
Perfect. And just do another.
And this is him with a girl. He's him with a girl getting pegged for the first time. You know what that is, pegged?
I think so.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Okay, ready?
I'll know.
Okay.
I'll know after you do the impression.
Yeah, you will.
Okay.
Hey, Sarge. Hey, what are we doing here exactly? You got to give me a minute on this. Hey, is that a dick? Mallory? Oh,
you said something naughty. I'm going to have to talk to the MPAA Association. What is the
I was
rating?
doing Michael J. Fox with my left hand, which I never do, which is hard. I was under the pressure of Riverside always fucking freezing. And so I'm like, and I was like, there's a cement truck outside. I had everything going against me, but I still did it.
You still got it.
And I realized I didn't really know what I was going to say. I was like, wait, how does this go? I did it on the Comedy Store last night. And as a unit, it was the one thing in my act that did not work.
Well, I'll explain this to you.
Okay, go ahead. Tell me.
You are not doing exactly Michael J. Fox. You are doing Michael J. Fox from Casualties of War. I mean, he would do that stuff in the sitcom, but that was from that movie in specific.
Sarge. Yeah. I could say, I don't have to do Sarge. Hey, Sarah. Hey, what are we doing here exactly? Hey, come on, you got to give me a minute on this here. That's fucking 9 inches.
Okay.
It's, you know what pegged is? He's getting rammed up the butt with a fucking strap
okay.
on.
Got it.
That's what's happening. She straps it on and pegs him in the behind, and then he's like, he doesn't really know what's happening.
The way to make it kind of sweet and I think kind of fun. I'm gonna work on this with you a little bit.
Okay,
This is what we would do if we weren't on our podcast right now.
Okay.
Here's my thing. So the compliment is Michael J. Fox is that he was such a great actor, and he would get a little breathless and he'd get a little intense,
eyes.
He could say anything, and it would have an intense gravitas to it. So he could be talking, he could be ordering at McDonald's, and it would sound fantastic.
Right. And then I go, but I only know how to say the couple things.
Oh, you can't go,
hey, Doc.
Hey, Doc.
Hey, Doc, are we doing a McMuffin? What are we doing here exactly?
Well, if Doc is your keyword to get you
That's
in.
That's one of them, yeah. Sorry, Doc. Yeah, Mallory.
You have to do the prostate exam joke.
It's a girl wears a strap on and she rams him in the behind.
I know, but you don't even, you just say peg and you expect the audience to understand.
I think the Comedy Store unfortunately did get that part. They just I think they're too young for Michael J. Fox. It's very possible. This hat's too long in the front. It's going to block me.
Yeah.
Luckily, I have a hat store right here. You know what? I'll take this one to get rid of my Oompa Loompa.
So I've got my looping nightmare.
What do you got, Loop guy? Loop me.
Nicolas Cage, John Lovitz, and myself do a movie where we're falling down in the snow. It's called Trapped in Paradise. So we spent 3 months in Canada in the middle of the night, 10 below, falling down in the snow. And, they go rolling. So if it wasn't snowing, they would blow snowflakes. So it was always rolling, and all you'd hear is,
yeah, a guy with like a leaf blower.
Oh, yeah, giant fans all around. So I was still kind of new to the business in a way. But I'm doing my lines. I'm kind of doing Mickey Rourke and Brad Gray, my former manager, God rest his soul. I was doing a guy like this. I don't know what you're doing, but you shouldn't do it. That kind of thing. And I had
kind of underplayed and quiet.
Very quiet.
And it disappears under the fucking barrage of the bandsaw.
So I had like 3 weeks in looping every single line, every single,
in a movie you already probably didn't like.
And then I like, no, I mean, it was so much fun working with Nicolas Cage. The guy is absolutely hysterical.
Mm-hmm.
And then so he's in there and he's got to loop his lines, and then he's in there for hours. So he's crossing me over. And then he just dropped to his knees right outside the looping place and went, "Why, God, why?" You knew where I was going.
Yeah, I like it. I go, why would he? Okay.
Why, God, why? No, but I love Nicolas Cage. He was one of the funniest people I've ever worked with.
I will move on to tell you that we had, I go on YouTube and look at the feedback.
Mm-hmm.
The UFO gentleman, Dr. Stephen Greer, he got probably the most that we've had on YouTube because a lot of people are really interested in that kind of stuff. And he had a lot to say. And I just wish we had more time to ask him, like, are aliens living here now? Are they among us? Because I've heard they kind of can sort of look like us and move around. And I want to know what happened in Vegas. Did they see anything? Were they cloaked? I want those hard. I mean, we're like 60 minutes now.
Yeah, I know. I know. Well, Dr. Greer, there was a lot of time we had to take to get into his world.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, oh, you did this, you saw this, and there was a lot of information there.
Right.
But I did at the end go, do these aliens, do they understand infinity? Do they understand the concept of no beginning and no end? Do they understand God?
Yeah,
and
Jesus Christ. Dude,
I never got an answer from Dr. Greer.
Well, those were big ass questions. I was just like, are they made out of metal or tinfoil? I was trying to like get it,
Well, I called him later, and I'm not going to say anything spooky, but I was like, "Hey, Dr. Greer, it's Dana Carvey from Superfly."
Yeah.
And all I heard was, "Do not go any further.
Oh,
let it lay, let it stay.
Let it lay and let it stay." What are Bigfoots real? I have a big laundry list. I want to ask him. This is so basic for him. He wants to talk about the stuff that's more complicated.
Well, the consciousness, and I would say, how big does a foot have to be before you get the nickname Bigfoot?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would have asked him if I had time.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Have you ever seen a flying saucer that couldn't fly? Just had wheels and just went on the ground.
Does it break down and they stick their legs out the bottom like the Flintstones? What about, okay, and then the cult, the woman that came on, was it Sarah? Sarah was great, and people had a lot of questions. I forgot to say, you know what I think is more of a cult these days? Because we were saying, where does it lend itself in real life? Like little micro cults. The Bachelor. They're in a mansion. They take their phones for 5 or 6 weeks. There's nothing happening except the guy.
Yeah.
You have to kind of worship the guy and be into the guy because that's the only way you can get out of the house. And that's the only attention. So they all get brainwashed into going, oh, and then they leave and they go, this is the clown I was into. And then once they get back to the mall, they're like, oh, there's other guys in the world. Oh, I'm on my phone again. Like, it's not as interesting. And then they break up.
Yes. I mean,
yes.
Yes. Well, I'm just going on that. Yeah, the idea that you're the Bachelor dude and you go in there, there's 20 attractive women that are vying for your attention, and you're giving attention to some, not others. It's probably one of the most attractive things a man could do if he had a crush. I'll use 1950s on a woman and she wasn't really coming around, is to find another beautiful woman to go into the restaurant, because everyone wants what they can't have. So the attraction meter of the Bachelor goes up exponentially, and or the Bachelorette. I equal opportunity.
Sure, equal, 50-50. Also, when it would be nice if you could always have 19 other girls to make the girl jealous. But even if you're dating someone, you break up, if you find out they're on a date or you text and they're not answering you all night, drives you crazy. These girls, it just grinds in them. They know they're on a date and they're always making out. They make out with everyone right in front of them. They go in the other room. Oh, sorry, I didn't know you're dry humping. And then I'll take some more Chablis.
What does it say about the culture?
It's so weird. It's such a rough show. Like I mean, I joke about it, but it's really tough on the emotions. Okay. Other than that, what was I going to tell you? Oh, I'm doing a bus tour, and everyone's buzzing about it, and everyone says, "Spade, quote, you're the biggest colossal pussy in America. How are you going to do a bus tour?" I'm starting with a 1 week one.
All right, give me the logistics.
Right.
What's first city?
What are they here, Heather? It's Wilmington, North Carolina.
From Atlanta?
From LA. I got to go all the way.
Well, you're going to fly first.
Yeah, I fly across, get on a bus.
Wait.
Grinding gears.
Isn't there?
Oh yeah, we're almost there. Yeah. And then and then bad brakes. And then open it.
Okay, sorry.
And then they come on, and then they go. He can never find him. He grinds them.
You're going to sit behind the driver of the bus and do those effects for 7 hours.
Yeah.
Vroom, vroom.
Now I'll be perfecting it. I'll be like, everybody quiet. I've got a real ear for this. But those are buses from when I wrote that joke about sound effects in 19.
Okay, so how many hours the first bus ride? From where to where?
I think it's not as hard as we think. It goes Wilmington, Asheville, Greensboro, Knoxville, Lexington. You've never heard of these countries because you don't care. I care about the smaller.
I've been everywhere, countries. Man. I've probably played all those towns. Yeah. I played those towns. Yeah,
I played them.
Of course,
so
Jay's
go
played.
there. By the way, they have some like 3,000 seaters. Like they're not screwing around. So
well, then you're the biggest thing in town. You play LA. It's a little difficult unless you're Taylor Swift or something because there's so many choices. But there, it's like, well, we can go down to the movie theater. I think they've got a John Wayne reboot, or we could go see David Spooter over at the Regal Theater. They got 3,000 seats. Our town is 1,100 seats. So we're going to have to bring in the hillbillies from the hills because that's where hillbillies live. So, yeah, you could.
It ain't on fishing night.
Hey, where you from, boy? You sure got a pretty mouth. This is you.
This is not me making fun of him because I'm going there. That's Dana.
I can make fun.
Yeah, you can make fun. No, I'm excited. They said your bus, though, there's a little tiny bathroom in the front. Mm-hmm. I'm going to ask Theo and Nate Bergazzi how this works. And then they said there's one in the back. Like, there's like a little microscopic bedroom. They say bedroom. It's literally like a bed with about 3 inches around it. And then there's a dumper in there. And they go, that's the only place you can take a dump. So in the middle of the night, my two openers will be like, it's time. I'm like, no, you're not going to throw down a steamy banana in here. I'm sleeping. Or I come home.
Do human beings
walking out of my bedroom like, oh, sorry, I just had to drop.
Usually, people, if they wake up in the middle of the night, they go, no, with that we lead with this.
No, I had to take the Cleveland Browns to the Super Bowl.
Don't most people just do number one in the middle of the night? How many people wake up at 2 a.m. and go, I got to get something out of me?
I had a buddy that was a night shitter, and it's the worst. We go to dinner, and he's like this.
There's a name for it.
Yeah, he's like this. He takes a bite of his fucking appetizer, and he's like, excuse me? He comes back 20 minutes later, and I'm like this, night shitter. He knows how to poo it.
We've got we've got Night Shitter.
Yeah, we got a really high quality podcast.
No, Night Shitter sounds like a private detective, works at night, but he always has to go number 2.
On ABC this week.
ABC, Night Shitter. I would arrest you, but I gotta go fucking dump a cow.
Yeah. Darren McGavin is the Night Shitter. I'll BRB, and you better stay here because I just have one creeping up. I got one knocking at the back door, but I'll be back. I got a fucking turtle head. I got to get out of here, and I'll come right back.
Turtle.
I got one touching cloth. All right, so sickening. I know, Heather just got that one.
I just have a question. I know it sounds random. Why do you want to learn a new language?
Mostly... it's getting to be a very intercultural world.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know what people are saying when they're pointing at me in other languages. And I also want to sound smart. Those are the big reasons.
Yes. And the whole world is flying all over the world. I think it'll be a record this summer. And then you're in these foreign countries and you can just be goo goo gaga, or you can learn the language. You'll sound smart.
I don't want to be goo goo gaga. This is Rosetta Stone, who we've worked with forever. Everyone loves this. It's great. It's they've been trusted experts for 30 years. They have millions of users. They have 25 languages offered. They've got Spanish, French, Dutch, German,
Korean,
Japanese,
Chinese,
Polish.
Dutch.
And you can really travel around if you do all 25. If you do the parlay and do them all. It's a fast language acquisition. Rosetta Stone immerses you in many ways. There's no English translations. You learn to listen and think in that language, which is important.
It's an intuitive process, which is great. You pick up a language naturally, first with words, then phrases, then sentences. Yep. Designed for long-term retention. I think that's a great thing.
They have a built-in true accent feature. Gives you feedback on pronunciation, like having someone right there, like a trainer, for your accent.
So if you go, bella colore vedere, you want to have that timbali, vedere, amore, rhythm if you're doing Italian. Yeah, and they'll teach you how to do that. Lifetime membership has all 25 languages for all and any trips and language needs in life. That's lifetime access to 25 language courses Rosetta Stone offers for 50% off. A steal.
That is a steal. Don't put off learning that language. There's no better time than right now to get started. For a very limited time, Superfly listeners can get Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 50% off. That's 50% off limited access to 25 language courses for the rest of your life. Redeem your 50% off at rosettastone.com/superfly today. Oh, the SNL documentary we both did.
Yes, they're doing a bunch of SNL documentaries to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Saturday Night Live. And let me hear about your experience first. You did the one that's focused primarily on Lorne Michaels is the one we both did.
Yeah, we also have a podcast, Fly on the Wall, where we talk to a lot of people from SNL. But I went in, you went in before me. And so when I went in, they said, can you do an hour? Now, this is not jury duty, but we talk about SNL a lot on Fly on the Wall. And so we've done it all. And I only had one critique of it, if I may. First of all, the first thing I said was, don't pull a Dana on me. I did say that to them. I think it's the same crew.
It would be the same crew, probably. What's a Dana?
Where they keep me for 3 hours.
I had 1 hour for the other one I'll talk about, and then 2 hours for Lorne. Yeah, it was 3 hours.
Was there two different ones? Oh, was it different ones?
Yeah, they're doing like 5 of them, but they're doing one documentary for Peacock or something on the cowbell sketch with Will Ferrell.
A documentary on one sketch?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
And they handed me stuff. They handed me stage direction to read as Lorne, to do walk-in, to talk about the sketch. Sketch is brilliant. It's hysterical, but
it's not
a whole hour.
Sketch is the funniest part.
Well, this is how people make documentaries, not just everyone. They don't know what they don't know what the theme is. They don't know where they're going. Let's get
everybody famous.
Get every single thing we can, and then reverse engineer a theme and so forth. Because I felt like I was the whole documentary after 2 hours. Is it just me talking about Lorne?
No, I like it because you get everybody famous. You're right, and then they just hodgepodge it. They could make. I said it's an hour. I go, I can do 45. Not to be a prick, but how long? I mean, if they interview 400 of us for an hour special, I go, which 15 seconds are you going to use of me? Which 8-second clip?
Totally when I say something funny, it's 90 minutes.
Yeah, I go, that's the one you're going to use. I said one thing that was kind of funny, and they're like, got it, that's right. But I just wish the guy interviewed me was nice enough.
Super nice, yeah.
But when you're in something like that, I wish they had an old cast member be the interviewer, because you relax around someone that's been, and they go, how was read throughs? What was your funnest moment of read through? And you're like, oh, right. But a guy is telling you that you relate to, even if I don't know them because they were on the show. So it was a stranger, and the whole crew is strange. I'm just sitting on a couch. I mean, looking adorable. That wasn't the problem, but
I'm on a couch. Was the camera basically here?
yeah, you said it was 1 fucking inch in front of your face.
It's fucking.
I thought you did on Zoom.
How close? No, I was in person.
Oh, gross!
Up in the mountains here in a house.
They came to you
because I don't play. I don't really feel. I don't really feel like doing. Oh, you want us to come to you? I'm gonna have to talk to the documentarian doctor.
I have to talk to the doctor, meaning documentary.
Documentary doctor.
Yeah, fucking A. They went up there. They hauled their wares up there. Yeah. They were great, but I mean, listen, in the middle, there's a camera on my side, and in the middle, I go, is this on too? And I go, this thing's plugged in. I didn't even see it. Who wants this shot? It's like this. I go, what do you got, a sundial right here? Is there any reason you would use that shot? And there's one behind me. And I go, what's this bullshit? And he goes, oh, because we're going to have you watch a video. Just like you. Just like you.
I had to bid my phone. They handed me a phone, and I watched the sketch, and then I laughed at it in real time. The game is to collect, like I said, data, as much data, but it can get exhausting. I did Lorne for like an hour.
So. The only cutaway they could have you is watching Cowbell and just show everyone laughing at it. And they're like, wow, they got a lot of stars to come in, get hair and makeup, and laugh. And that's all they use. You never know.
I know.
But I had to watch they didn't have my audition because I'm too old, I guess. But they did have my HBO Young Comedians that I always talk about with Dennis introducing me, and they go, watch your set and comment. So that's kind of what we did here when I did my Johnny Carson. So I watched it, kind of made fun of it, again, knowing it's going out the window.
Well, how was that part of the Lorne Michaels documentary?
Because that's how I got on SNL. Mine was only about SNL.
Oh, that they saw you on the Dennis Miller thing. Yeah, got it.
Yes, that's how it got in their world of Marcy Klein and, whoever shoemaker that saw it. So, and got on Lorne's desk. So that was great between Dennis and, Bernie Brillstein and Gerbitz and everybody. So we did that. And then I did all the questions and I was perfectly pleasant. They said I was the best one, whatever. And then
they even called me last night and said, why couldn't you have been more like David?
More pleasant.
And I go, who is this? Oh, I'm not going to tell you my name.
Well, guess what? I work here now.
I saw the footage. You were really boring. I'm going to tell Lorne.
And then I'm going to tell the doctor. Don't tell the doctor on that. Why would you tell him that? Just keep that between us.
That they're doing a documentary just on the 1985 to 1986 stanza as well.
Really?
Yeah, that's another.
I'm not in that either. Okay, I'm not in that. That's why,
They're doing 5 documentaries.
I'm so young and fresh. They're doing a movie about the first episode. Kaya Gerber. I saw Kaya Gerber. She's in this movie playing Chevy Chase's wife. They're doing a whole movie about the first show.
Did you sign a non-disclosure agreement on the way out? Because I did, but
I guess
now
not.
We've spilled the beans.
I didn't say shit. Well, everyone knows there's a bunch of 50th anniversary shit coming their way.
Hey, I didn't say shit about fuck.
I didn't say fucking shit.
Yeah.
Tim Robbins. I didn't do fucking shit, dude. Okay. Also, people always say in the comments we look the same. I've had it. That's getting racist because, first of all, are the white people the last people you can say you look exactly the same? I'm not offended, really. I'm not offended when people say it about other ethnicities, but it's full on taboo, even though people do look the same. But you and I don't really look the same, but everyone's like, I have no other comment. Maybe I'll try this one. And then I write bomb, or I put like a bomb emoji. Or 5. Dish.
Shut up, Brian. I'm going to make a comment on Superfly. Just shut up.
Check it out. I bet he answers.
I'm going to say
fucking
again,
puss.
David Spade, Dana Carvey, look alike, man. Hey, suck on that. I'm pressing send.
Send that shit. I dare you. Yeah.
Yeah, and see how they respond.
All right,
we love our fans. Come on,
no, the
man.
fans are great. I like to fight with them. But they're mostly YouTube. I say it's very good. It's if it's constructive, like I read it and I go, oh yeah.
The problem with me, I don't want to read it because I'm my own worst critic.
It'll get in your head. Yeah, a lot of people are saying, and you don't even need to know this, that you come off like a booger-eating moron. So I'm like, I'm not going to tell them.
You know what? I got that 10x in my brain.
A 10x. If booger-eating moron, someone said, Spade, you're a real pro. I go, oh, thanks. They go, oh, you admit you're a pregnant, retarded ostrich? I go, oh, I really fell for that one.
Yeah, you just stepped right into that one late at night. Did you cry yourself to sleep or did you get mad at them?
No, I cry at night either way. But okay, let's get to the headlines. Oh, this is right up your alley. You're a basketball guy. It would be irresponsible to put Caitlin Clark on an Olympic team for marketing reasons. Thoughts?
There is the fantasy world and there is the real world. Last I checked, basketball, either the professional or on the Olympic level, is a business. Mm-hmm. It's a global business. It's a global brand. I would say, my advice would be put Caitlin Clark on the Olympic team.
Yep, me too.
And it's just about the magic of the 3-point shot. It's just something you want to see. It's great for the country. But she didn't get on, so I don't know any details. But I like to in life have strong opinions with very little information.
Yeah.
What's your hot take?
My take is, I agree with you where she's probably not the best one yet. There's seasoned veterans that are bigger, stronger, faster. She will be the best one, I'm guessing. But she is pretty much by a long shot the one people care about. And if you're the Taylor Swift of the team and you want to get exposure and you want 90% more press going over there. I mean, even if they win the gold, they've won 7 times. With her, they're not going to lose the gold. She won't matter. Put her in some garbage time. Put her in the beginning. People freak out. They love to see her. They come to watch her. They want to see her, get her photo. They were there when she played. They'll probably still win. And by the way, we've never heard of the last 6 gold medals they won. So this gets it to the forefront. You know what I mean? If you want to hear about them. Yeah. And if they win another gold, is that more important? I guess. But the Olympics in general, like almost who cares? You got people over here that you can't even put an American flag up. They hate you. So it's like, it's such a weird world now that are the Olympics as big as they were? Do they matter? Is it a huge deal?
Right. Okay.
Bigger subject.
I would say that, 20x, we live in a world where you can monetize fame. How you get fame can be for different reasons. Caitlin Clark happened to be just incredibly exciting to watch, along with a lot of other players. The WNBA is not, it needs to grow. It should be a bigger sport. I would say ski in the wake of Caitlin Clark's fame, and everyone else is going to get commercials and more fame.
Right.
And actually more money. The overall, Michael Jordan lifted up tons of players that he played with, the whole league. So there was a reason she was playing for the national championship. And so she couldn't be at the sort of camp to kind of pick the team. I would just make an exception because the WNBA has a lot of room to really grow. It's a great league. It's really exciting. And it needs more press, more bald-faced stories. Caitlin Clark is a huge story because she can hit it from 40 feet pretty often. Yeah. So, and she passes and plays. She's exciting to watch, and so are a lot of the other players. I don't know. We'll talk to Greg Holtzman about this after the podcast.
Okay, what's the next one? Oh, this is a guy that does. Okay, hold on. Start it over. Ready? So basically, this guy works at a carnival, and I thought it was funny that when people get on the scariest ride, he acts like the ride, something's wrong with it. Okay, now play it.
And okay.
Getting them shoulder straps. Hold on, I gotta put them on real quick. All right, guys. My dummy. I'm so dumb. I forgot to put the shoulder straps on. Hold on. Hold on, it's showing red on your seatbelt, so I gotta come check it. For a second, I got something wrong with the chain. There's a knot in it. Hold on, let me come check it.
How is this possible?
They freak the fuck out. It's so mean.
It looks like I got a
Not in the chain.
One major thing, ladies, I forgot the shoulder straps. Let me put them on.
He's got a rotation of 3 bits. Shoulder
There's
straps.
something wrong with the seatbelt. Put your hands up real quick, son.
They all shit their pants. So awesome.
That's funny.
I thought it was funny because I was watching it going, oh my God, they all go, they're already scared. Like, oh, those aren't hooked. And you're like, oh, and then you fall and you're like, you get it.
Well, here's my question, not to be a cynic and rain on the parade, but how does word not get out around the carnival that there's a wise guy on top making jokes?
That's a great
about
question.
straps?
I know the answer.
Okay.
Because I'm not a bit ruiner. I don't know. No, it's like walking out of it going, hey, Star Wars, Luke's dad is, whatever. I think these people got fucked and they're like, I want the next person. I'm not going to say anything. I want them to feel the terror that I did.
Let me ask you a question.
Oh, okay.
Do you like...
No, I don't want to be scared in any way, shape, or form.
Have you ever been to Magic Mountain?
Yeah. Real quick, I'll tell you one spoiler.
I want to hear it.
More mountain than magic. It's not even close. It's all mountain and little to no magic.
Did you at any time go upside down?
No. When I took my daughter, it was just... I actually do a whole bit about Magic Mountain. I won't bore you with it here, but I didn't go on that many rides because they were too brutal. Plus my bad neck, coupled with the fact that I'm a colossal puss. I couldn't do it, and I was glad because I don't need the aggravation.
No, I know what you mean, but it's...
Have you?
I've done upside down things. I don't need it. I find life pretty exciting as it is. It's not like... Yeah. Man, I'm just sitting around not doing anything. Life's so boring. Maybe I'll go over there and have them throw me upside down. How do you like my character?
My neck is tight already.
Did you ever do this one? I did this one with a 12-year-old, long story short. You get in a room, you're standing in a circle, and the room starts to go round and round and round really fast, and you're kind of stuck against the wall, and then the floor drops
Roundup.
Is that what it's called?
I think that's called the roundup.
That
I have done that.
Gave me a headache and made me nauseous. After that, they lead you into the vomitorium, which is a different ride where it's anti-gravity and the vomit is floating and you're swimming in it. I hated the vomitorium.
No, that one sounds kind of fun, but I did do the roundup when I lived in Casa Grande, Arizona, which is a small copper mining town. And it was, it's got to be illegal at this point. It spins and then goes like this, and then the bottom drops out and you stick to the wall.
Yeah.
Good God, get fucked. Never again.
They had one called the backbreaker, and then you're in there and you're going like, you're in some kind of car and it's going like this and your back's...
It's basically a car crash. These ones are like you go 100 miles an hour into a pole and everyone's like, they have to use the jaws of life to get you out. I go, well, why is this? People are calling lawyers, walking around in concussion protocol. I go, this isn't the carnival I used to go to.
I don't trust. Well, carnivals are scary because the gypsies come in with 2x4s the day before and try to hammer together things, and then you're on the hammer. You're watching the hammer ride where they put you upside down and all you hear is all the chains. Can you do that? All the pocket change coming out.
Oh, I can't do that one.
Did I ever tell you?
Socket runs.
We got to get you some Foley work.
Fred Wolf used to say, he goes, I'd start to go up the roller coaster in my town like this. It's all jittery because they just put it together. Then a guy walks out going, is it righty tighty lefty loosey?
Just torturing children. Yeah. I went on Space Mountain once and the little car was in froze. It stopped. It came to a stop in the middle of the ride. So the lights come on please stay in the car, right? Next to me is a Fellini-esque kind of dirty wooden floor, like 40 feet across, with old dusty furniture. And this sad, weird, drunken guy sitting in the chair. And the lights came on and he scurried off, a little booze.
Nothing grosser than scurrying.
That was Space Mountain.
Space Case. Did they have that? Did I give that story about AutoZone? You know what that is?
I know AutoZone. Yeah, with AutoZone, one of our great sponsors.
AutoZone.
On the other podcast.
Oh, just that it got ransacked the other night. People 100 people came in and just trashed it. I think what they have is there's street people that do Brodies. They stop like a bridge or a city and no one's allowed to go. And then they go in circles and do Brodies and donuts. And then they always hit each other. It's so crazy. And they're all like up to no good. It's really hooliganism at its best. But sometimes they move it around like a traveling circus and they go and then they hit an AutoZone. This trash took everything out. It's just, we got to do something. We got to stop. They can't have that normal society.
If you were going to do just your comedian peers, and we were going to do a flash mob thing for like a CVS or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I was thinking off the top of my head, you want Tim Dillon there. He's got a good attitude.
Yeah.
Probably Rogan for the, strength.
Yeah.
Then you throw in Rich Little because he could impersonate a guard
in a wheelchair.
No, he's on fire. He's
still funny.
I met him recently. He made a great impression. Good night. No one knows.
Is he really? Is he still around?
He was at least a year ago playing the Laugh Factory in the Tropicana, like every Saturday night at 7. The early show, and he would do a whole, hour act. And
I'm not a crook.
I am not a crook.
He would do Nixon, all the hits. Carol Channing.
Nixon. Yeah. Jimmy Stewart, too. And then he would sing as Wayne Newton. Duncan. Yeah. Goes back for our senior.
Okay. What's the next story? I'm sad about AutoZone. Go ahead. Too much crime, but whatever. What are we going to do?
Oh, come on.
Say it again. A Brody is when they do a burnout and they spin like that. Yeah. Oh, what is this? Oh, this is the end of the Kate and Clark story. This is the joke is the guy from the mascot from, what does it say? Oh, State Farm. Is that him?
Yeah.
He's worming his way and everything.
Yeah. We're going to do like this.
Why is he in that? Jake from State Farm. That's our Caitlin Clark again.
Is he? I mean, what was I looking at? Jake from State Farm in a red suit.
I don't know why he was in there. I guess he's just, he's at basketball games. He's really out of the commercials on your TV and out in the real world now. I don't know what I would do.
Oh, I see. So he's going out as that character. So he becomes a meme. He becomes a collectible picture. Yeah.
It's not a bad idea because now you see that Caitlin Clark, why ever he's there, and then they go, oh, that's State Farm. So they get a plug. Maybe. This is interesting, Dana. Sorry to interrupt. This is, I sometimes brush past these. Already looks a little scary. What he's wearing is one of those puffy wing suits.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'm like, this guy's going to fall. Also, it's night, so I'm already out. I don't even want to be in the snow at night. It's too scary.
Yeah.
Okay, now watch. What up? Good song.
Yeah.
Little less on the music, probably. Well, I don't know what this is. I'm already out. I'm out. It looks like it's gone wrong. Jumps off a goddamn cliff to some sweet Leonard Skinner. Look at how cool that is. It's working.
What?
That close to the mountain.
At night.
And he floats up a little bit.
Look at
Show off.
Damn.
Isn't that hot? I might do that. You know when I might do that? 4th of July.
I'm playing a casino in Oroville next week, and they have it's especially tall room. So I'm going to get in touch with that guy. Maybe come out in a flying suit.
That's not a bad idea. You could wear. I'll send you one of my Joe Dirt merch shirts that says all the firecracker names. You could wear that with the sleeves cut off. Now we're doing pretty good though. I'm glad people are watching and listening. Thank you for coming on, Dana. Thank you for being my guest.
Thank you. I'm thrilled to be on the David Spade Show.
And we had a great time.
Keep doing what you're doing, man. You're kicking it.
All right. We'll talk soon. Bye, guys. Thanks. This has been a presentation of Odyssey. Superfly is executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Jenna Weiss-Berman of Odyssey, Heather Santoro, and Greg Holtzman. Hope you liked it. Ooh. We have the great and powerful Oz on the show,
Yes.
Lorne Michaels.
Became the unintentional star of the podcast because he's the touchstone for all the Saturday Night Live people is Lorne Michaels.
Yeah, the common denominator.
The touchstone, the common denominator, the
Touch-denonator.
detonator, the thing that everyone talks
Yeah.
about a lot. That's more unwieldy than the touchstone. But we were thrilled to get him, and
He's our most commonly asked guest. When will you have Lorne?
when will you have Lorne?
And he was very cool to do this because he doesn't do a lot of stuff and he doesn't like to be bothered. And I wouldn't either. He's got a lot going on.
Yeah, I took a chance. I called him up at home and I said, Lorne, hi, this is Dana. And
Don't hang up.
we'd love you to come on talk on our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, I don't know who this is, but no, I don't know. So I can't even do it.
No, he
now.
was great. So he comes in and he came to the house and did it. And, it really reminded me of being back at SNL because me, you, him, it's like sitting at read-through or sitting in a meeting and you have that reverence for him and you want to make him laugh. He's like a father figure in a weird way, A lot of pretty much everything I've had is based on SNL and him keep me on there. So
He's
Interesting.
very
All
interesting guy to talk to. He's as smart as they come. And I don't know, I probably should have brought up my Lorne impression, but I've talked to him about it off mic before at a restaurant, then I got him at, in 86 when he was in during the trying to pick the show. I still have no fucking first act. And that was the first time I got his rhythm. And then we talk about Lorneisms on the show.
Yeah.
You never leave a hit. And he's a brilliant guy. I mean, he really is fun to listen to.
you know what's a funny one? I can't say who it was, but someone we know did a movie and he was a pretty big star and it opened very poorly. And I was in a limo with Lorne and I go, do you think he'll get another movie? And he goes, well, not every studio wants to lose $30 million and work with an asshole. Some do. Not all of them.
Well, that's kind of his humor.
Yeah, that's exactly a good Lorne humor.
This is what Lorne would say, his sense of humor.
Hysterical.
So we're at the meeting and it's the last show. And you go, this is our last show. We have a 2-week break. So it'd be like really, really nice if the show was really good instead of a bad show. He would do that.
No one take a dive tonight. We're being reviewed.
So, he's just a fascinating character. We got to sit with him for a long
And
time.
he proved to be very fascinating. Everything he
didn't-
said, we hung on.
Hey, we didn't talk over. Keep talking.
we didn't even talk over Dana.
We didn't even. So we didn't. We had reverence
apologize
for
for
him.
not talking over the
Yeah.
guests.
Because he's a great storyteller, and we get into a lot of things. We get into the current cast and his emotional relationship with cast members and how long he has been there.
50th anniversary
Never
coming
happened
up.
before in the history of television. A guy producing a show for a half century. So it's an amazing. You were incredible in this interview, David, I have to say.
Dana, you really sparkled. All right, here he is, our main man.
Main man, Lorne Michaels.
Conan's got some money coming in. First of all, we want to thank you for coming in. You're responsible for pretty much everything in my life.
Yes.
In the
First,
comedy
we have to
world.
embarrass you and thank you.
Yeah.
We had no plan for this podcast, no meeting.
This won't be in any way.
No,
used.
we'll cut
It's
this
not
part.
used or aired.
But
Nothing.
to our
This is just a
surprise and delight, everyone who was on the podcast started talking and saying nice things about you, how much they love you. So we just thought, well, can we get him to come on? So here
Very
we are.
nice.
Well, I haven't done anything else.
Yeah,
That's the amazing part.
Yeah. But as I said, I have a background in radio.
ratty chips.
Healthy little crackers.
This is all
Lauren is
good.
getting
Just
snacks.
What will make the least noise? Because radio.
Can we open the chips? Make a lot of noise and then not as much noise.
Do you like flaming hot? I don't know if that's for
I'm
you.
just reaching for
You'll
whatever's
take anything?
closest.
Anything.
Yes.
Don't worry about the noise.
Don't worry about the noise, and we'll. I'm sorry. And there's protein bars if you're stuck. So if you're really stuck, just grab those. Those are not too loud. I'll just talk to Dana for a while.
Are you staying at the Beverly Hills Hotel?
I am.
Oh. In the margarita
and Pete
room? Or?
Davidson's there because they're doing this show Bupkis,
Oh, okay.
which is
But you have
That's
touchstones. One is the Beverly Hills Hotel, which you're a huge fan of. In Aspen, you stay at the what?
Aspen was more houses. I
Okay.
think.
St. Bart's is another touchstone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, Amagansett.
Yeah.
I remember when.
And now Maine.
Oh, you did finally pull the trigger.
Maine.
Maine.
I wasn't CC'd on that. So Maine,
I'll show you pictures.
that's pretty far out there. I don't think.
you can't show them. because
We
you're
talked
not
about
on
that
television.
last
there an
time.
improv
As you get
there?
a little older, you're pretty young. You want to get into the country and you want to get in wide open spaces.
And you want to get to the landscape of your childhood.
Yes.
And this is as close to Canada as you can get without going to Canada.
Oh, is that what it is?
Nice.
You
Okay.
get sort of. Yeah, you're Canadian. So, and what part of Canada? Just real quick.
Toronto.
What part is this near or what part?
But you were sort of Toronto, am I
Toronto,
right?
Yeah.
I told you, Dana.
But I left in 1972. It's changed since then.
Yes, and was the reason we did Tommy Boy in Toronto because of that, or was it a tax?
No, I think that was Paramount was just they would have done it in Budapest if it was cheaper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's usually where movies
Because
What
flow.
was the cost of Tommy Boy versus Wayne's World 1? I just want to know about. We
know,
were
having
we
a
were
contest.
13.5 or something.
Yeah,
Or
on
12.
Wayne's World.
35 days of filming. And which film is your personal favorite between those
we
two?
weren't 35. Were we? I think we were more like 25.
Oh, could have been. It seemed like that.
35 million?
No. 25 days of shooting.
Oh, yeah.
Very quick, one take. Penelope Spheris.
Towards the end, when Howard Koch was
Junior.
Hawk Koch
Hot Fudge.
was they were doing the board and Paramount person that I was who was giving us direction said, you know, if you can make this movie for 12.5, I'll leave you alone. And that was sort of the whole idea of it. And then we had an extra day or two. And at one point, the Rob Lowe character was going to have Dennis Hopper as a father. And so that there was a dynamic between the two of them, which would play off in the sense of the counterpoint. And then they said, you don't have the extra 2 days. So
That went away.
to use Mike Myers' phrase, we smushed it into one character, and that was Rob.
Oh, okay.
And he was great. Kurt Fuller. That was ended up being lightning in a bottle. I only saw the previews, and I remember been told before where the Paramount guy came back. We did the previews. Mike and I are possessed while they're watching ourselves. We're kind of depressed.
Oh, probably
and
John
he says, it's
Goldman.
got Ghostbusters numbers. Let's eat. Right? That's what he's. Was that
No,
right?
we were in
No?
a restaurant. We were
Okay.
No,
How did you remember?
because I
it?
was older.
I was dressed as Garth. So.
We did, for sentimental reasons, a preview in Wayne, New Jersey, because it had a multiplex.
I think that's where it was. Yeah.
And then we went to a restaurant that was happening in Soho, which had a tin roof. And everybody was ordering. Mike was in complete depression because it wasn't the movie he thought he wanted. You know, it was all that. And he said, it got an 86. Let's eat.
86. Okay. I missed it by
86
9
for those
points.
of you at home is higher than 80.
There's 2 boxes, so it means
Yeah, is that a
most
top
people
two
are in
boxer?
the top
Yeah.
2 boxes.
Yes. And also that it added up to that. It could be 88, it could be 91, but it was something where he thought, why would you want to keep talking?
Oh, we won.
We
got it,
won.
We
Yeah,
won.
Take the
Yeah.
win. And that was sort of, it took
Amazing.
Mike a while to get used to it. And then he went into the editing room but it was all there. It was all there in that first cut. And part of it was just how fast it moved and the exuberance of it. And as I say, most people in America, when they're choosing any kind of entertainment, the phrase "looks like fun" is the most
Helps, yeah.
is the top.
And I figured out for myself later why so popular. I thought the two so-called losers in town, they drop AMC Pace, they live with their parents, are having way more fun than anyone in the town.
Yeah.
So that's like, who wouldn't want to live in that world?
And Tommy Boy, I remember you took me to Chili's after, and
Is that where
no, it wasn't quite
Tommy
as nice.
Boy's was made for $35 million.
No, Tommy Boy was probably around the same, like
same thing.
12
Same
to
Because it was
14.
always, from the studio, it was always, these movies have to be made for a price. $15, $20 million is a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then you go, well, we can do this for 20. No, I said 15 to 20. We're going to aim for 15, but we may end up at 20. But once that happened, you were left alone. I think because nobody considered it important, which is a big plus.
Yeah.
And I could watch Tommy Boy and be really comfortable because I'm not worrying or seeing myself.
Yeah.
And just thought it was the start of David's film career. But for Chris, it feels to me like it captured Chris completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like his physical comedy, his
and it got the
likability.
sentimental side, which was kind of him fighting for the walk through the factory and the scene in the boat.
And the bagpipes.
Yes.
That was great.
It's like Three Amigos. It just gets shinier and brighter, as Paul would say.
And also, they're meant to be fun.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And everyone, I think when somebody asked me in an interview about Wayne's World, what were you aiming for? And I said, really a confection, because I said, in a Marx Brothers movie, no one cares whether Fredonia won the war. It's going to go it's going to go 80, 90 minutes. It's going to be as funny as it can be. And then it's going to good night. And everybody's happy. And so the idea that you're going to be tied to a plot and have to stick with scenes that didn't work because they're going to tell the story, as opposed to, Wayne's World's boy has show, boy loses show, boy sees girl, boy.
I mean, listen, Tommy Boy, we always say, like, if you went and pitched a movie of two guys selling brake pads in Ohio, you go, we got to do this. Of
course.
It just really, I think it was Lauren saying, these two are kind of funny around the office. And I think you told the Turners, Bonnie and Terry Turner, say, can you write something about that? And it was, they would get how we were goofy around the office, and then said, if you can, and they did a good job of doing that. And then you kind of steered it.
And there'd been a moment or two in Coneheads too.
Yeah.
Yeah, which had already established.
Yeah.
And Mike, despite the best efforts of, Mike and Dana, was in Wayne's World. And
we had a bit of a competition. Yes. That's what Paul would say about him and John.
You heard cheers in the audience, and then they were,
Yeah.
But we've lived long enough to be very good friends and love each other. The one thing I of my notes to ask you, why did you cast me? What was
originally at the show?
on SNL?
Well, because there was no Garth. There was only Wayne at the start.
But I mean, why did you cast me on SNL?
Oh, in SNL.
No, I can
because
answer this.
that was a huge spot, and then you took me and you didn't take a lot of brilliant people.
Was it Jim Carrey?
I'm very grateful for it. But
no, I didn't see Jim Carrey. Frankie and Davis.
Oh, they
someone else may have
and
seen
somebody
him.
else. And they said, it's too big for you.
Yeah, I mean, looking back,
you
I
let
see
me
it.
make the decision.
Well, I think you did cast it. I don't know if like a situation comedy, but like it was different. Lovitz was a flavor. Phil was a role. And somehow I fit in there and you rolled the dice. And I'm ever grateful for it. But it seems at the time, I did not have a lot of confidence. I didn't know what was going to happen.
Well, I think Lovitz was there from the year before.
Yeah, he was the kingpin at the time.
That Twilight Zone cruel thing.
You burnt the cast.
Yes, exactly.
Everyone got burned up in a fire.
I think that was Franken. And
Lauren goes, I sort of just
Yeah.
skimmed that sketch. I didn't really.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I sort of knew you'd fit from.
Thank God.
What was the name of the club? Igby's?
You saw, well, that was,
Igby's,
for people who don't know, but now I'm here with Lauren.
Yeah.
I had auditioned other times. They said you were coming around. I didn't want to do it at the Comedy Store. And then Rosie O'Donnell was there. I got 40 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to go on. First of all, I'm terrified.
Right.
Because it's a dream, like everyone else. You come through the door. There he is. Then Brandon Tartikoff, the head of the network.
Tartar sauce.
And then I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm so nervous. And then Cher. And they sat down in the club. Now welcome Dana Flaherty.
I'm at Igby's.
So it was,
that was probably my only night with the two of them. But,
I know.
but we were
nerves.
somewhere, and I think Cher said, "Where are you going?" And I said, "Well, I'm going to go see somebody I think is good in the club." Oh, I'll come. And then Brandon went, well, I want to go too. Or he was first. I don't remember the order, but and they all laughed. But that wasn't the deciding factor. It was just that
for me.
You had clear, I mean, you were funny. And you could never anytime you talk about funny for longer than a minute, you're not funny, it's not good.
It's still whimsical that I found myself to that place at that time.
No, and also I'd never been there before, probably since. And as I said, I haven't been with those people either. But I do know Cher, I guess.
And when I've run into her, she says, I was there when you were discovered.
No.
But
And her laugh was so open and nice, and she just wanted
everyone to win. Yeah.
Also, if Dana's doing, I don't mean to jump in, but if he's doing Church Lady, Chopping Broccoli, things that literally in your head you could probably just pluck and put right on the show. There's
first show.
Nothing to do different.
The whimsy of the Church Lady, because it was part of the set, is probably 5 minutes of the character. And then I remember, okay, we'll try it. Who knew? And I worked with your ex-wife, Rosie Schuster, for a month. You assigned me to a writer. She was the one who said church chat because we thought of a talk show.
Yeah,
and I remember bringing the 2 dresses into you. One was a little more feminine, and you just pointed to the one we used.
Yeah.
And then as it turns out, it was such a great thing for the show because I had Phil and Jan coming in and being brilliant, and or Sigourney Weaver the first show, and Victoria Jackson.
And
so
also
perfect.
Sean Penn.
And then Sean Penn, and then all these religious scandals. So again, that was a freaky, lucky thing for all of us.
I think it was like very often with the character, you have to find, or at least my end of it is, you have to find the context. With Mike and you in Wayne's World, it was like he had a very specific look in mind, which was the basement, stairs coming down. Nora played the mother.
Yes. Hair metal thing.
The Garth thing was, I think you should do it with Dana, and somehow that evolved.
That was your suggestion. Yeah, for sure.
And then the moment it worked, it was like on a 10-1, and it played pretty well because it was fresh and had energy and it looked like fun, and it was. And then after that, Mike had been at the show 3 months, 4 months?
Yeah, something like that.
But after that, it was like, why are we in that corner?
Right.
Yeah. And you're in that corner because you designed a set that had the stairs and
an
whatever.
Entrance and an exit.
You're as far from the audience as possible. So from that point on, I think it moved to home base. And, and that was like, we don't need the background.
Right.
Which is incredibly powerful.
Home base
to be
is
at home
right
base.
in front of the audience.
You can really
directly
time the laughs.
Where the monologue is. Where the monologue is. I'm just telling people at home.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where it's like right at the audience, right down the camera.
As the warm-up, which was designed a certain way, and is still the same, you're moving down, like somebody does, now it's Che.
Right.
And then Keenan comes out and sings with the girls. And then you the lights start to go down and you're looking at that spot.
Yeah.
Or you're looking where the cold opening is going to be.
You're trained.
And so you get a sense of where the focus is.
It's just amazing, Lauren, that you're still there. And I've come back a few times and did update or whatever. You can't get past it. I mean, you'll never forget it. And I think that for all of us who are unknown, go on the show, and for the audience to see Will Ferrell do what he did, see how David evolved. Yeah. It's such an amazing, visceral experience. There's nothing like it. And the music and the way you kept it the same is extraordinary, that you didn't let any regime trick you out and change it.
What's interesting is there's 4 new people coming in. And
it's amazing.
Because of the pandemic, we couldn't there was no place for everyone to go. So we kept adding people because you have to add people every year. And suddenly we have like 23 people. And you go like, this is insane.
Because the pandemic, take them off
and everybody's angry because they're not getting enough playing time. And so, and then people left. And so it was so much fun seeing these new people because they're exactly where you should start. They've never been on television. They don't know. They don't generally, if they have representation, it's primitive. And you just sort of see them, and there's like that exuberance and excitement, and there it just shows, and that energy shows. And so when you start with people who've never been on television, and the audience gets to be part of that process and live with them through it, then I used to say, I'm going to say it now again, that the 4 longest years of your life are high school.
Yes.
You don't have any money. You don't have a car.
Any girls.
And so staying up late with friends or staying up late by yourself to like 1 o'clock in the morning is like a really exciting thing. So when people say the best cast that ever did it, generally it's when they were in high school.
Totally.
So if they, and they go, oh, well, no, the best was, you and Hartman and you, when you go and follow. And
then you go, when were you in high school? Then you go, oh, exactly.
No, I mean,
there's
it was
no,
just
no
It's true. And you have the time.
Yeah.
And you talk about it with your friends. That's the only game in town.
Yeah.
Especially back then, like that. I mean, there's more competition now, and it's great that you're still crushing it because with so many things to choose from, that was, I think when you have a transition kind of now where some are leaving that, more familiar faces.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean anyone's not as good. It's just some people get more opportunities coming up.
Yeah.
And the same thing happened. It took me longer to get my footing when we had Dana. Unfortunately, it was just too good. It was.
Oh, no. And
when you
also, I
look
think
back-
Ben Stiller came in at the same time as Mike did.
Yes.
But he sort of saw this could be a long wait, because Sandler, everybody was there and it was killing it. And what was interesting about that time was the only people who liked it were the audience. Critically, it wasn't.
No,
now it's
hated,
a golden age now.
Yeah, we were not
and you
now,
go,
Barstool Sports said we were a great cast. We were the best cast, and then back then they were like, "This is the worst bunch of assholes, untalented."
Even
humps.
when we had on a given night back in the late 90s or early 90s, sorry, late 80s, we would have Toonses. I'm talking about just we'd have a Sprockets. Maybe I'd do Bush or Perot or McLaughlin Group. Mike might do Talking Lady, whatever her name was. But we had so many weapons. Sandler would sing a song. David would do a Hollywood Minute.
Yeah.
So there was a given moment in time. You must have felt
Copy
like,
machine.
hey, I got a lot of
things
to hit here.
We're doing that documentary on Jim Downey, which
I talked to him for 4 hours.
it's only going to take 10 years, but because you can't
They're going to use 3 minutes of that.
something like that. But my son Eddie is working on it, and
Great.
He grew up kind of on the show, etc. But doesn't really know that period.
No,
and
too young.
He keeps showing me things from that period that are like hilarious. And one of them he showed me recently was Perot on Larry King. And it's so funny. It's a perfect Downey piece. You're great at it. Will was great. Will's doing Larry King, which he's not known for.
And there was Chris Kattan in there. It was people, their platforms were very exotic, and Ross Perot was the same old thing. Because he's same old dribble every time. We're going to do this. Can I finish one time? Or are you going to keep talking all the time? I mean, the rhythm of that was so infectious. I never had more fun doing a character.
And you could do that speed. You always had that ability. That was something I saw in the audition. You could move something that fast.
If I can catch a wave with it rhythmically in my head, and I know that it's like casting a line to the audience, can I finish one time?
Yeah.
And I know
Little
that
hooks,
you're going to laugh
hooks.
right now because you can't not laugh because that's the way I'm talking. Can you figure it that way?
With
I know
a
it is
gesture.
exactly like a song.
Yeah.
Extrapolated.
But you auditioned with music.
I did have a little piano thing and stuff. But
I'm not recommending that because it's really time intensive.
I was about to say, for that reason, I'm out.
the other night, I was at the Improv doing a benefit, and I'm kind of bombing. I mean, I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
And then I go, fuck it. I did a thing on SNL called Chop and Broccoli. It's packed. So I do it and give it my all on the piano. Standing ovation. So I should never go on and do anything else. It killed.
Yeah, I thought that story was heading to a
I only
bomb.
did it
Who
once.
do they think it is? Because people ask me all the time.
We gave him a name. To me, it was just random
Nigel
rock star.
something,
What was he called? Derek something.
Yeah, so it's Brit.
It's a British.
But it's not McCartney.
No, it's not McCartney. And then I buried it we did a sketch where the record company, it was a little too sophisticated, tells him he has to die because his record sales will go up, and look what happened to Jim Morrison and Hendrix. But I don't want to die. It's one of those, and it laid there. But Chop Broccoli lives on.
Lauren, when you watch these auditions, it's interesting because I was newer to comedy. All I wanted to do was kill, and because my audition was different. We've interviewed a lot of these people, and I'm hearing a lot of them were at 8H, which would be just horrifying. But and it's dead silent, and everyone's out there and shoemakers eating peanuts. No one. It's like, hey, come down for the audition.
It's tough to audition.
But when I did,
weren't you brought in a little bit as a writer?
Well, the thing was, I came in and Dennis, right before I walked on, people were at Catch a Rising Star. You might have been there. I don't even know if you were there. It was, some writers came down and a handful. It was me, Rob Schneider, and Tom Kenny. And we were just doing stand-up. So
I was there.
we do it, and Dennis Miller comes up before and he goes, "Hey, Spudling." He goes, you going to bring the A game? And I go, it's all the A I got. I don't know. It might be a B, but
not saving any.
my best is might be B. And he goes, I go, "I'm saving it for another audition for American Idol." So I go, "Listen, yeah," and he goes, "You don't want to kill too hard." Throws a red flag with these guys. They don't want to get some road hack. And I go, "So don't do good." And they're like, "David Spade." I go, "Dennis,
Don't do good, do good.
I go, but I realize now when I watch comics and stuff, I look at writing. So I can tell someone has game in 2 lines. You know what I mean? It's like, name that tune. I go, first line might be a fluke. And then they do the next joke. And I go, there's something going on here.
Yeah.
And it's like, you get an eye for it. So I think you guys all had that. And I can watch someone and not see if they kill or not. I don't even almost hear it. I just go, "Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's a good one." So Dennis said later, or maybe Downey said, "No, we liked your writing." So I don't even know. I don't think we did that well, but that didn't matter. It was more like, "Oh, I like the way you put that together," or that thought, or that, and that I appreciate.
How would you
that.
describe that? That sensibility that you look for?
Well, what I think was happening then was we had a kind of murderer's row of people that were going to be dominating for a long time. Yeah. So you were going to get to be Ross Perot, but in the other debate.
And
the wide shot.
Well, that was
on my
tombstone. He was going to come back. He was going to come back and do both parts.
I saw David sitting in the corner dressed as Perot, and he looked so sad, but it was just for the wide shot. It was a fluky thing, but that was, you did well.
But what I'm getting at is that there's...
You were Perot.
There's a thing which I've done a bunch over the years, which is I'll bring someone in as a writer. They're going to be cast eventually.
You buy some time,
but they won't go through that self-doubt. Why am I not getting on? And people say I'm on, but I don't see enough. Whatever.
I added that though to my stress.
I'll talk to comedians who've auditioned, and they tell me what they've auditioned with in the last 5 or 8 years.
Yeah.
And I won't tell them, but I'm thinking to myself, not going to get it.
Yeah.
And whether it was like, you're not afraid of any kind of humor, but it was something scatological, but it wasn't funny. And I could just tell it didn't fit kind of the frequency of you, Lorne Michaels, and your lieutenants. There's a certain thing, and it's hard to describe it because it's got a wide bandwidth. But there is something
you can see it at read through, and someone new puts in something, everyone goes, "Oh Jesus!"
And it's a little off-putting.
Yeah,
and read through is an honest room.
Yeah,
there's no Bernie's not there. So there's not, and the network's not there. Or there's no booming laugh.
Right.
So it's got it didn't play. And same with the show. When something doesn't work, there are no laughs on the air. So
who do you blame?
That's the high wire.
It's the fairest thing in the world, really.
And also you feel you've earned it.
Yeah.
But there are people like Bowen I brought in as a writer.
He's great.
And you want people to see how the process works, because it's figuring it out those first few weeks that, that's it and that's cut. Like that, and how fast it goes, and costume changes, and while he's pointing at a line that changed, or the writer forgot to tell you.
I think Chris Rock ran into that problem of, we were stressed and frustrated we weren't getting on fast enough, but Chris Rock comes in and they're like, "You're Eddie Murphy now." And you're on in 7 sketches, and Franken's screaming at him about a Confederate. He's playing a general, and he's going, "No!" And I'm like, poor Rock, he's in too much. Like, it's too much right away. Yeah. And here's the cards, and here's this.
Well,
and I think it got him off. It was a tougher situation for the guy who's one of the funniest in the world.
But you knew. I mean, at least I knew he was really good.
Yeah, of course.
And eventually,
but normally you get to develop in the background.
Right, you watch a little bit.
Yeah.
Phil and Jan and I were in the cold opening, and I'd never done sketch comedy, just stand up.
Yeah.
So my first show, and I didn't realize later, I guess I knew I was before the monologue, but I didn't know I was in the cold opening.
Right.
That's how green I was. We were just in the first one. It was Game Show Psychic. I don't know if it was Jack Handy.
Is that what it was? Jack Handy?
Jack Handy.
Sounds funny.
I would answer the questions, and Phil was a perfect in Jan. And so we had no time to really acclimate, but it was kind of nice. Everyone was really involved. But this is something Higgins said, and I don't know if you made it, but that you basically wrote the Constitution. of Saturday Night Live, and then you see all these incarnations. So I'm a baby boomer. I'm doing late 80s stuff. And then you're the constant. And then you're seeing what kind of Will Ferrell stuff or Bill Hader humor, and then Kate McKinnon. And so you're adaptive in a sense. You're observing. So these new 4 people, are you seeing something just a little 2022 different?
One of them, by the way, is from Arizona.
Shut the fuck up.
And I said, yeah. And he said, yeah, that's where David Spade's from. And I thought,
Famous.
They told you.
it was like a credit.
Scottsdale Junior
He said,
College.
believe me, we got only one.
But and also the changing culture of comedy, but you're still there and you're adapting, right? I mean,
yeah, and I think the room is great,
It's the best.
and innate age,
Oh, yeah.
and
Nothing
so
like
hallowed
it's
grounds.
and it's a safe space. So you kind of people relax into it. I mean, it's scary for the auditions, of course.
Yeah.
But it's also at some point you have to bat at Yankee Stadium if you're going to be in the major leagues. So pretending that won't exist and you go right from a club to on the air wouldn't work.
No.
Passing through that threshold because it's scary.
And for you personally, because I always saw you kind of as a coach in a way, that so every
Literally
cast,
what Jason Sudeikis calls me.
you're always doing sports metaphors. I mean,
yeah.
you complimented me once, third person, said, Lauren said you reminded him of Don Mattingly. So I was like, that, and I looked it up.
Take it.
But you see all these personalities come and go, and have you gotten more astute or that surprise you? You kind of go, well, this cast member will be like this. I think this one's going to do well later. I mean, you must have some intuitive sense, or is it all just sort of surprising sometimes? I mean, like of these 4 you've just hired,
Right. Well,
do you have a sense of
maybe 10 years ago, somebody who was new to the network, but was a senior person. We were having dinner, and he said, "Can I ask you an SNL question?" And I went,
well, that's nice.
"Sure." No, it was great. And he said, "You know the update with Jost and Che? Do you think that's working?" And I said, "No." He said, "Oh, you know?" And I went, "Yeah, no. It's a thing of like." The way I say it, which is unpleasant, is that all babies are ugly unless they're your baby. And after 3 months, people say, what a beautiful baby. And you have to live through that period of people not being good. Somebody blows a line. Somebody comes in on a wrong foot. Somebody gets a cue late. Wally doesn't, the card doesn't come up. Right. It's all that. And people go, I don't think that guy's that funny. And you go, no, he is. And I think when you see chemistry and you sort of know they're going to work well together. Well, you and Chris. Yeah. It was just there from the beginning. It was there off stage, but it was also very clear on camera.
Well, it seems like the audience starts to discover you and like you because you get enough base hits. And then you as a performer and David, we just get more confident, and that feeds on itself.
Also, you go from however successful you thought you were to famous. And that transition is just different. Suddenly, in the first season, we had a limo for the host. That was the extent of our budget. Yeah. But and at the party, John Belushi would quite often go and sit with the host towards the end, and then as they're getting into the limo, he'd say, go with. So John would say, "I'll drop you off." And he'd drop the host at the hotel, and then he would just drive around all night with his face like limos were rare then. So who is that? And then he'd just be, hand on the roof.
Yeah, fame is.
I like when first of all, we didn't have cars back then. Yeah. It wasn't that far long ago, but to the set, which probably was better to have because it's snowing and they're like, Marcy's like, Spade, are you here? I'm down at Manny-Hanny. And I'm like, well, I'm trying to get there. I live on Upper West Side. But in snowstorm, and then I get there, and then afterwards we got to share. Made sense. Cast gets a car. I'd share one with any feature player, whatever, and then and Norm would take one to Atlantic City. Anyway,
where he did very well.
Marcy's like, I'm telling Lauren immediately. But I was going to ask you about. You just said something about Farley. Do you remember this stupid story where Farley was dating Aaron at work? And
I remember that.
this is just someone that worked at the office, very nice, very cute girl. And then on the break, they broke up, and they came back, and she started dating Steve Martin. And so Farley comes back from Wisconsin, and Sandler and I are in the office, and he goes, "So, he's smoking. I hear Aaron's got a new fella." And I go, "Yeah, but he doesn't know." And he goes, "Well, he might be richer, but he's not funnier. And he's not better looking, and he's not more famous." And we were like, "Ee, whoops," all three. And he's like, "Shut the fuck up." And we're like, you can't get better than Steve Martin.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
So Lauren.
Yes.
So Lauren,
I have a lot of questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
Look at this. It seems to me like you love it when the cast and the writers are melding. You don't want either side to really dominate completely.
I think I made the choice because when I worked on the show Laugh-In, which was a number one
Laugh-In,
show,
applause.
to which I contributed almost nothing. But I was
you're
a
honest.
junior writer,
Yeah.
but we were never at any read-through. Mm-hmm. We didn't go to the studio. We were in the
the
writing
writers'
Just write
offices
and pass it, and then that's it.
and other people would rewrite
Yeah.
it and whatever. So it wasn't what I thought working at a comedy show would be. And so the idea of elevating the writers, because every person from the network, and particularly everyone in the control room, goes, "Oh, the writers can do no wrong." But the point with it is, it's that collaboration between a performer and a writer is, and then the performers all learn how to write. Do you know what I mean? Or at least how to recognize, because the performers
survive.
know rhythm and timing. That's too many words. Cut that back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And the writer's theoretically thinking about content of some sort.
They don't like to trim.
Yeah.
No, they do
I would
not
tell
like to
Al and Jim, I go, with a Bush Cold opening, I go, you got to cut some words out because I feel like I'm doing homework.
Can't do
I
13
feel like I have
pages.
to get through it. And they did it. But yeah, I was.
And they do it immediately because they never talk back. They never ever argue with you or whatever.
I didn't realize how much they all wanted to be on camera till
That was
later.
hard.
And then you saw Change Bank with Jim.
Change Bank was great.
Silver tones, man.
Commercial parodies were another secret weapon.
I think there's just a thing of watching people on a stage really enjoying themselves, feeling comfortable. When that level of confidence is there and you know that you got it, it's just a different thing. And it comes through at home. You just can tell.
It's exhilarating. On the 40th, because Mike and I were closing the show, which I want to talk about the 40th because I think it was sort of magic. But I said we should either be very offended or very flattered because it's a 4-hour show and there we come as Wayne and Garth.
Hey!
And we so happened to land it so beautifully.
Perfectly,
and Kanye West was there and we kept going to him and I felt so in the pocket. But God, you had to fight the nerves because everyone was a famous person.
Yeah.
In the
that
audience.
was a tough room. And yet, and worse, because the seating was screwed up. Well, I don't want to blame
Well,
anyone.
the 40th
but-
was just a fly by the seat of your pants. I mean, it wasn't a
Right,
normal.
But people were still coming in, and and I had to send Jimmy and Justin out, so they really took a bullet. Because people were moving in, still seating, and they're performing, and
Because the audience was only celebrities, right?
Yeah.
and it was
only
live
cast
at 8
members.
o'clock.
yeah, former hosts, former
Music.
cast.
And then you had a spillover room, and people
Yeah.
were mad they were in the spillover room.
That room was
Now,
pretty
where is
famous
that?
too.
I've never
I
been
don't
to that.
know.
I don't know that. And by the way, I don't think there's any plus ones.
Yeah,
It was just
and the 50th will have no plus ones.
it's fucking
Well,
zero.
what do you think of the 50th? I mean, isn't it surreal?
Yeah, I every now and then, I had to give an Emmy speech, and I hadn't planned on any.
Oh, that's right.
Right.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank
you
you.
win
No, no,
again.
no, yeah, no.
It was like 7 years in a row or something?
Yeah.
I mean,
6.
6. Sorry.
6.
Good
Still,
God. I'm thinking about next year.
it's just, you have to write this stuff down later. I think I was going to say, I don't want to say, well, I'm getting ready for season 48 because it's insane.
It's just,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yes, there was 5 years I wasn't there, after the first 5. But you just sort of go, and the other thing that's familiar to people who are joining the show is the school year. That we come in the fall, we take Thanksgiving off, we take Christmas off, Easter, whatever, and spring break, and then it's summer. and you go away. And the original plan was not. The network just wanted us to do 3 shows a month all year round. And I went, the seasons are going to run into each other. And also, it's such a pressurized environment.
Beating, yeah.
You have to get away from everybody. I mean, for me, because I want to kill everybody by the end.
Oh, yeah.
And you
It's
just go,
brutal.
want to get out.
Yeah.
And so you go away, and around the end of July, you go, yeah, I could go back.
Start to miss it, yeah.
Now, when the network or the people you talk to about the show try to convince you to do something, how do you navigate that? I mean, have you ever lost an argument? Because it seems like have a winning percentage of keeping the show quality or its
If
brand.
it was anything to do with religion, particularly in the 70s, there was Jim used to write this thing called "What If," and it would always be written in by a 10-year-old paper boy from Tuna, Illinois, and it'd be "What if Spartacus had a Piper Cub?" You know, it's like those kind of,
Right,
and then
yeah.
we do a
Remember that.
reenactment of it.
Oh, okay.
And at the time, a state senator in New York, in arguing for capital punishment, said that if the Romans hadn't believed in capital punishment, there would be no Jesus and there'd be no Christianity, which seemed insane to me. But I understood how you could get there logically. And the movie Straight Time, which was Dustin Hoffman coming out of, on parole, and his criminal friends trying to get him back into crime. So we did it as Jesus gets off with 3 to 5, and then some of the apostles are going, come on, one more miracle, no one gets hurt. And, now to me, it was just comedy, but it really got and it because you'd have to know the relationship between me and Howard, because in the first 5 years, it'd be like, well, we can't just do pop. And I go, well, we want to do this. And so that week we had Keith Jarrett, and it was like jazz piano, and it was brilliant. But it was like, now this sketch, which was 9 minutes, we're arguing up until air, really at 11 o'clock, at which point it's like, I'm going, really? Yeah, you're denying the divinity of Christ, which I go, we're not really. It's,
It's also a comedy show.
yeah, and maybe that's the Canadian part. But all I'm getting at is it was like an absolute no. Not even that. And I said to one of the network people who was in the room, who I'll spare, I said, does this offend you? And he said, listen, Lauren, I'd let you put cocksucking on the air if we get a 40 share. So I'm the wrong guy to ask. And I went, oh, this is really helpful. Thank you.
Well, we had Mr. Clockworthy, I think, in the 80s. And in Church Chat, I initially had Penis in there a lot, and he wanted some of those cut out. And so I substitute for penis, I put in more your throbbing bulbous area. It was way more pornographic, but that's good. No penis.
Yeah, and I think that for us, because it's live and because we were on the honor system at the beginning, we're still on it. I was at the Emmys the other night, and a bunch of people, said fuck, and you go, you're going to get a laugh, but it's not going to age well, and but it is that move, the temptation to do it. And for us, we would lose affiliates. I don't think you lose anything anymore, but there's something about, and when we were doing Wayne's World, I'd been in 1990. I was on a trip in Europe, and
on a yacht.
And I was with people that I wasn't normally with, and they talked about watching the show with their kids. Now, in the 70s, it was not supposed to trust anyone over 30.
Right.
And it was like we were doing it for the people we knew, and we didn't think the rest of the country cared. And they really didn't until Mr. Bill showed up. But they were talking about sitting there with their teenage daughter and how great it was to both be laughing at the same things as a family. Anyway, I didn't have kids, so it was kind of, I thought, oh, that.
And that was Schwing and Sphincter Says What?
We were doing that.
Oh, the Madonna.
The Madonna
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
With the Evian bottle.
Right.
What was the movie, Truth or Dare?
Yeah,
was it
yeah,
black
Truth
and
or
white?
Dare. I was in a
Was it a Wayne's
unitard.
World,
She
black
goes,
and
look at the thing on that guy or whatever. Yeah, I was. It was.
And they were doing the Evian bottle like that. And
Yeah.
she wanted to do it. And I'm
Fellatio.
going, oh, if I had a 16-year-old daughter, that'd be like really cringe time.
Tough, yeah.
And we do lots of things that are shocking, but I think you can't just be shocking.
I think it's
be out
great
of
to
the
have
comedy.
guardrails, and so you can be a little naughty, but you can't just full blown.
No.
I mean, the penis sketch where we were all at a nudist colony.
Fantastic piece. Fantastic piece. Really holds up.
Didn't it take a year or two to get it on?
We lost Toyota. We lost 2-3 big sponsors because people would boycott a dealership. And then
Because of that sketch.
yeah, and because people would say, whoever has the dealership in Mississippi is calling central headquarters, going, "There's people outside here protesting, and why are you sponsoring that show?" And they
Guys
didn't.
at a nudist colony, we had a slat so you'd see our legs. I think Hanks was on it.
I think it was Smigel, right?
Yes. And
was
it was
Smigel
just,
and
nice
Cohen?
penis. How you doing? How's your penis? And we said penis like intentionally like 300 times or something. You missed that one.
I
Dave.
remember. No, I remember. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, and the
You would have
repetition
been
of
in
it was where the laughs were. But
Yeah,
I
it was
don't think
Smigel.
it got great laughs.
Right.
No,
No.
I don't think so.
But there are certain writers who never don't hear laughs. So
You never don't hear loud. Yeah, I know they go kill.
Yeah.
Actually, but like old ones like cheeseburger, Pepsi. Those I don't think kill the first time around. I don't think Conan's kills the first time around. And you train the audience. This is good, and then later they go, "Oh, those are the best," and you go, "It didn't even work."
very often the first one's not a hit.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
we did the very first show. We're still trying to find out what areas of the studio had sound, and we were on the air. There was a piece that Rosie wrote called Bee Hospital. And it was a maternity hospital for bees, and Franny Lee did the costumes, and they were great, the bee costumes. And every now and they're just men pacing, and then every now and then a nurse would come out and say, "It's a worker." So, oh, it's a worker, and it was just that. It's a worker. Oh, yeah, it's a worker. And then it's a drone. Oh, it's a drone. Yeah. Anyway, it played to silence because you couldn't hear it. It was in the far corner of the studio.
It's terrible.
So the only note we got from the network was the bees thing didn't work, so don't do that anymore. So the second show, the bees came on
Right.
and tried, and then Paul Simon was hosting and said, no, the bees is cut because it didn't work. The third show they snuck on in a sketch with Rob Reiner and Penny Marshall, and then there was a long, more and more their people are in the back are bees, It's like,
Yeah. That was like a big thing.
And then Rob went into a long speech about how the bees didn't work. It's not funny, and then Belushi did that a variation on that speech from Billy Jack. Of like, you have Hollywood writers, you have this, you come here, and we,
Great.
and they kind of walked off to One Tin Soldier, like
One Tin Soldier.
And so that was then the bees were there.
That's what we loved about that show.
Yeah.
It was anarchy, and it was so different.
Yeah.
So.
And also, don't tell us what's funny.
All right, guys, that was part 1 with Lauren, and we're going to do the whole part 2 next week. This has been a podcast presentation of Cadence 13. Please listen, then rate, review, and follow all episodes. Available now for free wherever you get your podcast.
No joke, folks. Fly on the Wall has been a presentation of Cadence 13. Executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Chris Corcoran of Cadence 13, and Charlie Finan of Brillstein Entertainment.
The show's lead producer is Greg Holtzman with production and engineering support from Serena Regan and Chris Basil of Cadence 13.